In this video we will talk about 6 different species of animals and some of their features, such as the climate in which they live, abiotic and abiotic factors, and the consumer type.
First, we will see some keywords. Biotic factors are the living components of an ecosystem. Producers, also called autotrophs. They convert energy into food, some using photosynthesis. The consumers, also called heterotrophs, rely upon producers for food. The composers, also called derivatives, break down chemical for consumers and producers into simpler forms that are used again. Abiotic factors are non-living factors in an ecosystem, food chain and its levels. Organisms in an ecosystem depend on each other for sustenance.
White Bengal tiger. This is the biggest feline, and its scientific name is Panthera tigris. They live in rainforests, grasslands, savannas, and even mangrove swamps. In the food chain, they are both secondary or tertiary consumer. Depending on its habitat, is what they consume. The primary function is to control the population of primary or secondary consumers by eating them and in this way obtaining food and energy. The Bengal tigers are in contact with abiotic factors of rocks, soils, and water. Water that used to drink and soil where they sleep or their territory. In biotic factors, they're in contact with plants that they usually use to hide meanwhile they are hunting, animals that they eat, among others.
Water buffalo. Their scientific name is Bubalus bubalis. Their climate in which they live is tropical and subtropical. Tropical is characterized by the constant movement of air. This air causes the formation of trade winds. And subtropical is characterized by hot and humid summers and cold to mild winters. Biotic and abiotic factors. As these animals can be domesticated, some biotic factors can be with humans interaction, animals interaction, and also as they are herbivores, the plants which they eat. The position in the food chain. They are primary consumers because they are herbivores. Their importance in the food chain is to help in the transfer of energy within an ecosystem, without which an ecosystem can lose its balance and collapse. Vietnamese pig, scientific name, Scrofa domesticus. They live in habitats of open woodlands near wallows. Also, they can be domesticated. The climate in which they live is tropical. The tropical climate is of those climates of places that are near the tropics. Biotic and abiotic factors. Biotic factors that surround Vietnamese pigs are interaction with humans, with other animals, and with the plants and vegetables or fruits they eat. The abiotic factors that interact with Vietnamese pig can be water, soil, the weather, sunlight, and the atmosphere. The position in the food chain. As they are as they are domesticated, they are the tertiary consumers. Also, when in the wild, they are usually secondary consumers. They are omnivores, meaning they eat meat, plants, and other animals. Their importance in the food chain is that they control the population of the first primary consumers by eating them to obtain energy.
Elephants, from the order Elephantidae. Their habitat are the tropical forest, the meadows, the river valleys, the swamps, and the savanna. The climate where they habit is tropical, but sometimes this is colder. So some parts of the temperature is slightly colder than typical or tropical climates because they are adaptable to different habitats. However, the temperature in the higher mountains forest can be much cooler. Okay, so the biotic interactions with the humans and other animals is that they eat plants. So their position in the food chain is that they are the primary consumers. They are herbivore, and their importance in the food chain is that they transfer the energy from the plants to their body, and that is used to feed the secondary consumers. Turtles. For their scientific name is testudines. Their habitat is dry territory with arid vegetation in tropical zones. They cannot swim, but they usually look for some water to refresh their shell. Their biotic is that they can be domesticated, so they have human or animal interactions. Their position in the food chain is that they are secondary or primary. It depends because they also feed from worms and from plants. In the food, they are omnivores, and the importance in the food chain is that they control the population of primary consumers.
This caiman is known by the scientific community as Alligator tennessinensis. It lives in the northern regions of the Gulf of Mexico in tropical areas. This caiman eats fish, amphibians, reptilians, and small animals such as birds and little mammals. This makes it a carnivorous predator and puts it also on the top of the consumer pyramid. It is important to regulate the population of those animals so that it will keep a balance on its environment. In the past, caimans were mainly hunted for their skin, but it changed in the last years, preventing them from being in danger. Companies are destroying the natural habitat to expand the cities. Being captive, these animals can live up to 35 years, but if they are free, they can live as much as twice as that quantity of time. This caiman shouldn't be here. It would be better if it were free, living a happy wildlife.